continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to just inform my friend, Honorable Junet, that I was using this point exactly to justify why it was necessary for police to come and deal with these criminal gangs. And Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I want to urge the police, the Inspector General of Police, not to blink and to deal and quell with all criminal networks, not necessarily in the Luo Nyanza, but in the entire Republic, and bring order. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes.
The member has already wound up. Your time is up. Leader of Minority.
Madam Speaker, thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you'll indulge me to allow me to speak for about 10 minutes. I am the leader. Why are you anxious?
Order, members.
And I want to...
Order, members. In my discretion, the leader of Majority and Minority will each have 10 minutes.
Yeah. Madam Speaker, and I want to actually help reduce the temperatures. But let me start by saying this. That sometimes when I sit here and listen to members speak, I really get amazed. You know, Madam Speaker, I have seen members right from the 11th Parliament who were then very supportive of these kind of atrocities by the police. Come the 12th Parliament, they were here crying, and they cried throughout. Now, Madam Speaker, now come the 13th Parliament, they have gone back to their 11th Parliament position. Madam Speaker, let me say this. You can defend and protect a monster which will eventually devour you. Madam Speaker, I can remember vividly on the floor of this House sometime in 2014 when there were attempts to remove powers from the National Police Service Commission and vest them in the IG of Police. I stood here and warned members, but I have since been vindicated. Madam Speaker, let me say this again. In this country, there were times under the previous constitutional dispensation when you could not even get a chance not only to demonstrate but even to meet publicly. There were times in this country when you could not even speak freely on the floor of this House. Madam Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 is a product of a very, very long and painful struggle. Madam Speaker, and that Constitution is known the world over for its robust and elaborate Bill of Rights, one of which is the right to demonstrate, to picket, and to do whatever you want to do under Article 37. Madam Speaker, no authority or no person has got the power to suspend the operation of Article 37 of the Constitution. Madam Speaker, let me say this, that in this country, it has now become commonplace that demonstrations of whatever kind, especially the ones that are currently underway, are always peaceful until and unless the police intervene with brute force. That is a fact. Madam Speaker, and let me also say this, and if you care to listen, please listen to me. Madam Speaker, it will be a very sad day if our country were to be allowed to slide to the status of those failed states that we know of. And why do I say so? Madam Speaker, as we speak, and I'm speaking from a point of knowledge, Madam Speaker, as we speak, there seems to be parallel commands in the police service. There seems to be parallel command structures in the National Police Service because of all the persons who have recently been killed. Nearly all of them have been killed by officers, first and foremost in plain clothes. Secondly, they seem to report to nobody, Madam Speaker. But thirdly, they seem to be part of a militia which has been enlisted to rain terror on a helpless citizenry, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, if we allow this culture of militia, culture of goons, culture of thuggery to permeate the National Police Service, which we support, Madam Speaker, we shall be setting very dangerous precedents.
What is out of order? Member for Dagoretti South.
Madam Speaker, I've got utmost respect for the leader of minority, and I was keen to listen through to his speech so that I can respond when I get an opportunity. However, it would be wrong for the leader of majority to misguide this House, and also the leader of minority to misguide this House by giving information that is not true. I'm sure the leader of majority will not be able to substantiate the fact that there are two centers of command for the police, because it is very clear what the chain of command for the police in Kenya is. Secondly, the leader is claiming that there is a militia. In I get an opportunity to speak, I will talk about the anatomy of a demonstration. When the demonstration...
Do not debate.
The leader must substantiate where that militia is, under whose command the militia is, and why they think that they can benefit from a mischief that they manufacture themselves and come to this House to cry crocodile tears.
Do not debate, Honorable KJ. That is a point of